This disease it's incredibly debilitating. The isolation and subsequent mental health, emotional relationship struggles sometimes feel as painful, if not more painful, than the disease itself. I'm Matt Greiner. Next month will be 10 years since I had my first bout of pancreatitis, and it couldn't have come at a worse time. I was in the military just shy of 19 years. But I came down with pancreatitis in the middle of transferring from one duty station to my next one. Ended up in the hospital for a week, and it turned my entire world upside down. The pain was overwhelming. My blood pressure was sky high. I thought my heart was going to explode. I had trouble breathing. While I was in that bedroom trying to make myself comfortable, the pain just kept getting worse and worse. And it was to the point where I was laying on the floor and I was just writhing around in pain, twisting and turning like a fish out of water. They sent me home with pain meds. Those first 3 years, the symptoms were relentless. I dealt with nausea every day, migraines every day. I was on the opioids from just the penetrating chronic pain, and the opioids caused their own problems. In January 2017, I ended up in the hospital with another flare-up. I started going into kidney failure as well. I was suffering. My health was further deteriorating. My marriage was suffering. I checked myself into rehab voluntarily. I spent the next 6 months trying to get clean from opioids completely. Started watching this TV show called The Selection. And it was these civilians that signed up for this 2-week military training competition. They were talking about rucking, carrying your backpack, and marching. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to try that out. I couldn't even go a quarter mile at the start, but I kept at it and I signed up for their endurance events. I felt unstoppable. I felt like I was gaining some victory over the pancreatitis. I spent the next 22 days focusing on 22 related exercises. So 22 symbolizes veteran suicide. And the initial studies done on this about 15 years ago was that around 22 veterans a day were taking their life. When I found that out, I refused to be another statistic. And I fought as hard as I could. And on day 22, I climbed my first 14er, and that's a mountain with an elevation greater than 14,000 feet. And I was so proud of myself for slogging it up that mountain. Every step felt like victory over that stupid disease. So out of that journey, I created this group called 22 Peaks Project. And the mission is to climb mountains for mental health and to overcome adversity in the face of darkness and challenges. And I never climbed a single one alone. I shared my story. I talked about pancreatitis. This disease is so isolating. It keeps us in our beds. It keeps us in the house. It keeps us from wanting to leave the house. I climbed all those 14ers and I still had all that anxiety thinking, what if I get a flare? Managing pancreatitis is like managing a wildfire, and you have to manage it the best you can. Mission Cure, they're shining light in the darkness. I'm thankful for trying to find a cure, for trying to find treatment, for them educating doctors that we're not lying, we're not drug seeking, we're trying to get help. We can do so much more than we're capable of. Don't let this steal your life. Where there's empathy and there's encouragement and we share the struggle together. And that gives me the courage to keep fighting another day.